Did you know that more than 87 out of 100 people who work out barely see any results? And you might be one of them. Let me help fix that. You work out hard. You eat healthy food. You try your best every week, but your body still looks like you just started working out last week. Well, it's because you're missing the real formula. A formula built on 5 important parts that turn any workout into guaranteed muscle growth. This isn't about your genetics or secret supplements. This is about learning how to train smart, not just hard. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to grow week after week, set after set, rep after rep. Before we talk about sets, reps, or fancy gym tricks, we need to talk about the one thing that makes all of that actually work: a real plan. And here's the weird part about muscle growth. Almost everything works if you actually stick to it. Full body? It works. Do you prefer a push-pull legs? That works too. Want to go for the old-fashioned bro split workout? Well, it's working too. That might sound great or completely confusing. Because if everything can work, where do you even start? The answer is simple. You need a structure. Not just a random list of exercises you feel like doing that day, but a real plan. A structure means you know ahead of time what exercises you're doing, how many sets and reps, and how long you're resting. Because here's the truth. Muscle growth is slow, like really slow. You won't see results this week or next. So if your training is random, your results will be too. So stop jumping from program to program every week. Pick one and stick to it long enough to actually see results, because structure beats instinct every single time. Let's be real. You can have the cleanest program on earth, but if your form is trash, your gains will be too. It's just like any other sport. You don't learn to box by swinging wild punches. You don't learn to skate by flailing around like a noodle. You learn the basics. You practice the technique, then you level up. Same in the gym, because if you skip that part, sure, you might still see a bit of growth. Maybe for a few months, maybe even a year if you're lucky, but then you get stuck wondering why your biceps haven't changed in 5 months. So let me make it simple. If you want real gains and do it as fast and as well as possible, then you need to master execution. Leave the ego at the door. Control comes first, always. Because 10 reps with perfect form and lighter weight will build more muscle than 10 sloppy reps with too much weight just to impress your gym crush. All right. You've got a solid plan, your form is clean, but now comes the part that separates the ones who grow from the ones who just go. Intensity. See, you can have the best program, perfect form, all of it. But if you're just breezing through your sets like it's warm-up day every day, you're just wasting your time. Muscle doesn't grow because you went to the gym. It grows because you gave it a reason to adapt, a reason to fight back. And that reason is intensity. If you're not challenging your muscles, they have no reason to change. Now, I'm not saying you need to scream on every rep or collapse after every set. But if you leave the gym feeling fresh and bouncy, you probably didn't train hard enough. If you want to grow your muscles as much as possible, as fast as possible, that means getting uncomfortable when every muscle's screaming to stop and you grind out 2 more reps anyway. So the next time you're in the gym, ask yourself, are you actually training, or are you just checking boxes and calling it a day? It's time to talk about something you've probably heard a million times: progressive overload. More weight, more reps, more volume, do more over time. Simple, right? But then you keep adding weight and form slowly goes out the window. Now you're just training your ego until injuries show up. Because here's the thing, progressive overload only works if you've nailed the foundation first. If your technique sucks, adding weight won't help. If your intensity is weak, more reps won't save you. If your program has no structure, you'll just spin in circles. You can't skip steps and expect long-term results. Sure, you'll maybe grow a bit at first, but then boom, you'll hit a wall. And when you do, you won't know why. Smart overload isn't about big jumps. It's about small wins. Add a representative, add a kilo, rest 10 seconds less. Tiny changes repeated over weeks. That's what makes a huge difference. How to do that? Track your progress. Write down your lifts. Watch your numbers climb slowly, and your muscles grow steadily. This one is a big one. You want to know the real difference between someone who looks good and someone who looks like the armored titan? It's showing up again and again and again. Training hard for 1 week? Great. Training consistently for 5 months? Even better. But training for years? That's what separates a decent physique from an insane one. Because the truth is, nothing we've talked about matters. Not the plan, not the form, not the intensity if you don't stick with it. Results take time, but if you're consistent, they're inevitable. And if you want to know how to carve out visible abs without doing 200 crunches a day, click on this video. I break it all down.